Okay guys, so today we're going to make a demonstration of voiceover.
Zero watching now. 0 likes.
And a demonstration of Money Reader. Now, a lot of you probably know what voiceover is, but I just want to give a tutorial and for those of you who do not know, like for the sighted people, how the blind people navigate. So I have an old iPhone here that my dad let me have. So you'll get the basic idea. So I'm going to unlock my iPhone and...
Words, 9:02 p.m. Speaking rate, 75%, 70%, 60%.
Now slow it down a little bit so you can understand it. So I'm going to go and unlock it.
YT Studio. YT Money Reader. Double tap characters. Words. Speaking 55 words. Page 3 of 3.
So what I'm doing is I'm just swiping with one finger left or right.
YT Studio.
If you hear this little ding, that little noise, that means you're either at the beginning of the page or at the bottom of the page. So if I want to go to the top of the to the previous page, I swipe right with swipe right with 3 fingers.
Home. Page 2 of 3. Calendar. Tuesday.
And
July
there we
10th.
go.
One new notification.
And it has one notification. I don't know why. So it says double tap to open. So
calendar, photos, camera, clock, weather, clock.
So let's
9:03 p.m. Reminders.
Let's see.
App Store. Double tap to open.
Okay, let's go to the App Store. So it says double tap to open. So I'm going to do that.
Selected. Search. Checkout 51 button.
And I just tapped on the random place on the screen to see where I am, so I can swipe left or right.
Battlelands Royal. Soccer. Checkout. Soccer kit. Spades. Button. Phase 10. Button.
And, you know, it's on the...
Today. Tab. Games. Up apps. Updates. Tab.
And on the very bottom, yeah, I can just, you know, move my finger on the screen without picking it up.
Tab. Games. Apps. Updates. Selected. Search.
There's the search tab.
Search. Heading.
So I just tapped with one finger on the top left and swipe right one.
Search field.
There's the search field, double tap.
Search field. Search field.
And I just pause this
is editing. App Store.
So I can
insertion point at start.
Double tap with 2 fingers to start dictation. And we're just going to search for the blindfold games. Actually, yeah, why not? Blindfold games. And then I double tap with 2 fingers again to stop dictation.
Search.
And then the search is on the bottom right hand corner. Double tap.
Blindfold games. Blindfold games. Card. Redownload. Button.
Now the reason why it says redownload is because I've already bought it on my other previous devices. But it would say buy or get. So if it says that, then I'll have to use my Touch ID or a password. In this case, it'll be Touch ID because iPhone 5S and newer will have to use Touch ID, or you can enter the password, which I don't recommend because if you have a really long password, then it would take forever. So I'm going to double tap the home button.
App switcher. App Store.
Or press the home button twice and
swipe up with 3 fingers to close app.
Okay, it just told you exactly what to do, how to close the app. So I'm going to do that exactly. Swipe up with 3 fingers.
Calendar. Tuesday.
And there you go.
1 new notification.
And so I'm going to swipe left with 3 fingers to go to the next page.
Page 3 of 3. YT Studio. Money Reader.
And there's Money Reader. So that's the next one I want to demonstrate. So double tap.
Alert. Money Reader disclaimer. This app should not be used to detect counterfeit currency or be solely relied upon for money identification. The app should be used with discretion to ensure privacy, as it both announces denominations and displays denominations in large print. The built-in light on many iOS devices may sufficiently illuminate currency to make it visible for some distance away.
Okay, so I just swiped right with 1 finger to read that.
Continue. Button.
So
cancel. Button.
There's cancel and continue. So I'm going to go to continue.
Button. Alert. Money Reader would like to access the camera. Money Reader would like to access the camera.
So that's what we wanted to do.
We need access to the camera in order to identify banknotes. Don't allow.
So we have don't allow and okay.
Button.
So we definitely want to do okay because if you click don't allow, then basically you can't do anything with this app.
Low light. Money Reader running.
So you just heard it say low light, but we're gonna try it on anyway. So I have 2 bills here, and I'm gonna put this phone down for just a second. I'm going to put this bill down. And right when I put this over the bill, it's going to say exactly how much it is. So, 3, 2, 1.
$5.
There we go, $5. I didn't put any.
Low battery. 20% low power mode. Options. Button. Filters. Options. Switch camera. Hero.
Right there, guys. So, and do the next one. And sometimes it won't do it because it's going crazy.
$5. $5.
Okay, guys, and guys, I'm not lying with this, okay? It sounds like Siri, exactly, but it's not, okay? It's not. I don't do that type of, I don't do this type of stuff where you make it sound like it's Siri, but it's not. And I'm not doing that type of stuff. It's actually a legit app. You can go on the App Store and search for Money Reader. And you want to look at the one that says, something like NAT, like it's like something mobile reader or something like that. It's like one of the first or second ones. It used to be $10, but I think it's for free now, I believe. I don't know.
App switcher. Money Reader. Closing Money Reader.
So I just closed
YT
it.
Studio.
And let me show you something. I'm going to show you an app.
No SIM. Status bar.
And it says no SIM because this is a phone that used to be my dad's old phone. And let me show you.
Finish. Button. Filters. Button. Options. Chat options. Switch camera. 0 watching now. 0 like.
So, yeah. Almost dropped my phone.
2 of 3 Wi-Fi.
Well, it's actually an iPod Touch now because there's no SIM card in it. But you can, I might have had to remove the SIM card because it used to be his old phone and it had his old number, his number on there, and I had to take that out because I did not want that to do anything. So,
Doc. Phone. Double tap to
so let me.
YT Studio. Doc. Music. WhatsApp. Messages. 4 unread messages.
Okay, so this is 4 unread messages. Hopefully, there's not too personal. I double tapped it.
Different. Linda Horse. Unread. I am different. Alina Charles. Emma Garo. Unread. We have a big group of friends.
Okay.
Muted. Send me info. I will make it. Saturday.
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
We have a big group of friends. Muted. Send me info. I'll make it. Saturday.
So it is starting the message. So I can double tap this.
Selected. 4 unread message. Gallery. Send me
Oh.
info. I'll make it. 6 message.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying not to make it say the names, but obviously it only has a first name and yeah. So I'm gonna.
Message. iMessage.
So
Text field.
let's say I double tap this.
Use message. Text field. Is empty.
Okay, so now we type. So I'm gonna use the keyboard.
Search point. Cap you. Cap D. Cap.
See, I'm gonna use my finger. And there's things you can do. You can either have it double tap with one finger on each letter, or you can do touch typing, which is like you move your finger around the keyboard and lift your finger, or you can do direct touch typing, where you actually type, you move your finger, you lift it up, and then you just actually touch it. I would not do that because it's basically for people who are visually impaired to actually see a little. So I must have to touch typing because it's easier and it's faster. Do not get touch typing and direct touch typing confused. They are similar but yet different. So I'm going to type in just say hi. So I'm going to do,
Cap U. Cap Y. Cap H. Cap I.
okay.
More. Period. I. Send. Button.
And there's the send button. I'll double tap
Send
it.
using S. Send. Dimmed.
And there you go.
Record audio. Button.
And I can also do record audio.
Record audio. Button.
And it should say,
Double tap and hold to record audio. Lift your finger to stop recording.
there you go. So I'm going to do that right now. Hey, how's everyone doing?
Send. Button.
And it says send. I can also replay it. I do, but that's it.
Send.
Three.
Now. Send info.
So there you go. I'm going to double tap it.
Message.
And there you go.
Studio.
And I'm gonna close it. Such a lot of stuff you can do voiceover. You can. They're pretty relatively new. I know on the Macintosh computer, iPad is relatively the same. Now, if you have iPad, I'd recommend getting you a keyboard because it's a lot easier to navigate. Now the Macintosh computer, like the MacBook Pro, the what do you call it? MacBook Air. You know, those are the same navigation. I mean, all that's different is really the keyboard. You know, the keyboard's the same. The only keyboard would be MacBook Pro mid 2017, which the buttons are a little bit different. The keys feel a little different, and they're a little closer together. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Now, a touch bar, on the other hand, with VoiceOver, I do not know how that is because I've never used touch bar in the first place, and I don't think it would be very accessible. But I can't prove that because I'm not getting touch bar 1, and yeah. And I'm actually, and all the iPhones are different, are the same. The one's different, have slightly different gestures, is the iPod Touch fourth generation and older, as well as the iPhone 3GS and the 4 and 4S may be the same. The 3S and older have the same as the iPhone generation, which I don't think any has that today. I've actually seen the iPhone 3GS. My dad had, it was the first iPhone, I believe. And I think at that time I had I think I had just a regular old cell phone. Now I can also use a the screen reader for Windows. Now you have to pay for that, which I think is very important. Now I do have what's called NVDA, non-visual desktop access, as NVDA stands for. And I like it, but I like JAWS better. JAWS, JAWS, and it stands for Job Access with Speech. That costs about, there's different versions. Now, there's no different versions unless you're in a great business location, then it's like $1,000. If it's like for home use or for your personal computer, like $800. But you'll have to pay for the update every year. So like, okay, so if it's JAWS 28.0.1.2, then to JAWS 20.0.2.5, that's free because it's still the same version 2018. But if you're going from 2018 to 19, then either have a free SMA upgrade software maintenance agreement, I believe is what it stands for, or you'd have to pay $120. Now, what you could also do, you could get an SMA upgrade for the next year for free and pay in advance, or you can get it as you want. Now, I think now I was lucky and I actually got one. I got one for free. It's a really good discount. I mean, the manager, it's called Be My Eyes. Now I have to make a demonstration of Be My Eyes. He's really kind, and he was manager of Freedom Scientific, which is where I'm from, and he was really kind to me a free upgrade for the next 2 years. That was really kind. That was really generous. I was shocked, actually. I was thinking, it's like, I can't just take something for free. And then I'm like, you know what? Take it while it's there. Just go ahead and do it because this is going to be a one-time thing. Now, I do not know his name. I think it was just like a big discount or something for like for that holiday or something. I don't know. But he was a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. Let's see what else. Yes. So if you have an iPhone 7 or earlier, and let's say you get some water in the port, it will say, warning, there's water or potential, please unplug your phone. There could be potential damage if you don't unplug your phone or something like that. That lets you know, hey, or you have something spilled in the iPhone or something that's somewhere. Well, the watch, obviously, you don't have to worry about that because it's waterproof. Well, up to a certain distance, a certain point.
They're watching nights. Zero.
So, it's pretty interesting. I like the Apple Watch and the iPhone. Yes, Apple TV does also have voiceover. All Apple devices have it. Even the iHome, or the what's called the iHome. That's what's called the HomePod. I think that's what's called HomePod. Apple HomePod. It does have voiceover. Now there really isn't necessary to use it because you don't really do anything on there. Because you use Siri on there. My dad has really got one for our house, and yeah, it has a really speaker sound. And yeah, but also, that is basically the definition of this voiceover with money stuff, money you have for everything. And to enable voiceover, it doesn't cost a thing. It's already on the Apple device. For the Macintosh computers, you hold on the Command key and the F5 key, which is located above the. Now I have to look. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it's located right above the number 5 key. So when you'll hear voiceover on, you say authentication voiceover is on. No, this is something like. I'll be quiet. Okay, so basically just said you're on a secure text field. Text type in this field will not be displayed. It will not be spoken by voiceover. It's make like a little clicking noise. And I think it's when you turn voiceover on, the first time it says, welcome to macOS voiceovers run. That's on the logon. After logon, and you turn voiceover on when you're already logged on. You say voiceover on, and then say where you are. Now, with voiceover on the Mac, there are a lot more commands. Yes, you can use the trackpad, but I don't use it because I'm used to it. Apple Pay. Well, Apple doesn't really tell you where to go, but you just have to know where to Apple Pay. It's pretty accessible. Now let me get into Face ID. I do not know how accessible Face ID is. I have heard it is pretty accessible with the iPhone 10 with VoiceOver. I haven't tested it out myself, but when and if I do get the iPhone 10, I will make a demonstration of that where I use Face ID and how that works. Touch ID obviously does the same thing. It just says lift your finger, place your finger, also vibrates, and you just tell you to do what Voiceover tells you. Same thing with Touch ID on the Macintosh, I think. Excuse me. Now, the thing is, it won't tell you with, but when you take pictures and stuff, it's gonna really tell you something like that. It's not gonna tell you that. That's something more like Tap C and everything. Now, it will tell you sometimes two faces, two people smiling outdoor. If it's a good quality and if it's good image and everything, it will do that sometimes. Now, it's not gonna say boy on right, girl on left. If I took a picture of my girlfriend and I, it's not gonna say, okay, girl with blonde hair and blue eyes on the right, boy with dark brown hair on the left, with brown eyes on the left. It's not gonna do that. That would be cool, but it doesn't do that. Maybe in a future update in iOS, that may happen. But at that point, it's not gonna happen. So, that is that. Let's see what else. Okay, yes, I'm gonna show you that. So let's say, you have your iPhone and you want to ask someone, hey, does this picture look good? Or hey, how does,
Alert. Low battery. 10% post. Button.
release it.
Finish. Button.
And this release in here because the battery's almost dead. But to turn off Voiceover, you just click the home button 3 times.
Voiceover off.
There we go. And we can use this as normal, like a side person does. And then once the person's done with it and you get your phone back or whatever, you just do the same gesture, the same command again.
Voiceover on. YT Studio.
And there you go. So that's a, oh yeah. And also, to turn the screen on, one command, 2 commands actually, is 3-finger double tap.
Screen curtain off.
So that turns the screen on actually, and do it again.
Screen curtain on.
And that actually turns the screen off for Voiceover so people can see what you're doing. No, I'm kidding. It actually is a nice gesture to have. And then to mute the speech,
YT Studio.
you do 3-finger double tap.
Speech off.
And do it again
Speech on.
to turn it on. So guys, that is something that's really cool to have, this mute the speech. And as you notice, I just moved the camera because I plugged my phone real quick for my phone dies. That would be bad. So yeah. So that's that. But it's pretty nice to have Voiceover. Let me tell you something. Voiceover actually was. Now this is true. This is actually true. Apple originally wasn't going to make Voiceover accessible for the blind on the iPhone, on the Apple devices. So the NFB, known as the National Federation of the Blind, said, hey, people are going to use your devices, and you need to make these accessible for the blind because they want to use these devices and they need to navigate successfully. So, I don't know what else they said, something like that, and now it's okay, we will take that in consideration. And from this day on, well, before, but from that day on, until today, and even more, Apple has made Voiceover on the iPhone. And that's very grateful because I don't know what I would do if it was Voiceover for the Apple devices. I would have to buy a Windows computer, which would be like, let's round it to $600, $800, with a screen of another $800, which makes it up to $1,600, with tax, which probably makes up to $1,700, $1,800. That's pretty expensive. And for just a regular Apple computer, you can probably get one, depending on which one you want. But with tax and everything, for a 512 gigabyte SSD drive, with a 8 gigabyte of RAM with 9.5 i5 processor, would be the same price. So I'd rather get that than just spending money on just a Windows computer and screen because everything's on there. Not depending on what I'm going to get, because the one costs $1,300, and with everything else, it's going to be up to $1,500. So yeah. Anyway, any questions, please comment down below. Remember to subscribe, like, and turn on my post notifications, and we'll see you guys in the next video. That piano player kid is out.